What's up, everybody? Little book review in a different sort of way. So, I have a supernatural life. I'll just say it, like I prophecy stuff. I have dreams come true. I see ghosts. People just say, "You're high, Jeff." Well, I am high, but that all stuff's all real too. So sometimes it happens when I'm sober. So what came first, chicken or egg, right? So I just used the cannabis. I'm celebrating 5 years no alcohol pretty quick here in a few days. All right, back on track. So anyway, this is a book review, and I look for prophecy. This is any way of you can do it. It's not supernatural as in it's only me that does it. I got this from other people, right? Look up the Celestine prophecy if you want to understand the literature about what I'm talking about. So if you look for signs, the universe sends you signs. And if you believe in a God, then your God will send it to you, however that works, but it's real. So the more signs you see, the more they send at you. And if you ride the signs, I gotta close my eyes. It feels so good when you ride the signs. If you ride the signs, you don't know what you miss. You don't know what you get. Sometimes a reward is in disguise. So for example, maybe you feel a vibe to turn left in your car and you get to work and you're kind of like, I don't know what that vibe was. Well, maybe if you'd have gone straight, you'd have been in a fatal car accident. So you missed something very important in the negative, right? By following a vibe. So just follow it and don't second guess it. All right. You want to glimpse a window into it, all right? Because it's coming on hard and fast lately. The golden path, right? You got to cling to that golden path. So I've got it here as my bookmarker. I was reading this here book, Seeking the Bridge. And I always cut things like this out to make bookmarks. So that's why this is a book report. You already have my book report on this excellent masterpiece. I'm on my third time through every word. I've looked at this book so much, but I'm on my third time through with every single word. And I cut this thing out. Car. So I cut this thing out of the newspaper because I had this supernatural kind of event happen to me. Check it out. So, went down to see the Nutcracker with my mom and opened up the newspaper. Today in history. And that's the day we were seeing the Nutcracker, that afternoon, right? And so, preface this. I turned on the television at my mom's house, visiting with my daughter, to see the Nutcracker on Sunday. And the TV was on. Car going by. Must be important. The TV was on Silent D, Django Unchained. The TV was on Silent D, Django Unchained. And Silent D, Django was at that scene kind of in the second half. Get around the box. Get down off that nag. Right, that's the scene that I turned the TV on. Right? And I was like, wow, what a scene to turn the TV on. And then we're going to see Nutcracker the next day, right? So that's what I was watching, the big old shootout in the house. And then I went to sleep. I was like, I don't need to see the whole thing. And then I said I got to check back. And when I checked back, he just busted out of the Winn-Dixie Mining Company. And he was telling those guys, like, you got a choice to make right now in this life. You can sit there in that cage box and wait for someone to come close the door, or you could walk out in freedom. Okay, so I was pumped up. Freedom! Winn-Dixie Mining Company, escape. All right, so then check out in this day in history, the 13th Amendment to the Constitution to abolish slavery was declared in effect by the Secretary of State, William H. Seward. That was pretty wild. And then I was like, that's pretty wild. I was watching, what the heck? That's right. The Nutcracker publicly premiered in St. Petersburg, Russia. it received a generally negative reception from the critics. Mind blown. So I'm sitting there like, how is it that this happened, that we're going to see the Nutcracker after all these years at the Fox Theater in Riverside? Big event for our family. If you know my mom and Fox Theater, I mean, we got Fox Theater, parts of the Fox Theater are in my house. So, and then I'm seeing the Nutcracker on the anniversary of its first performance. I thought that was pretty wild, you know. That's just kind of quick, you know. Emancipation and Django Unchained are not the same thing, Jeff. Are they not? Is that not the quintessential movie of all time to explain to you what emancipation means? Whew, I'm getting chills thinking about how weird that is. Wait for it. So I tell my family, and they all give me the look you're all giving me now, except your eyes aren't all tearing up. And I said, all right, well then, what's the next one? Because if something happens like this week or something like the next one, let's see it. The next one. In 1940, Adolf Hitler signed a secret directive ordering preparations for a Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union. Oh, and the invasion began in June 1941. So I said, well, we are not the Nazis. But, you know, Operation Paperclip and all that, like all the technology goals and the humanitarian, you know, medicine and stuff were spread to all mankind. Nazis had their other, but, you know, so you could argue. And then the Soviet Union would be then like the criminal cartel state of dictator Putin, right? And they're saying Joe Biden's a Nazi, and they're saying the Nazis are in Ukraine, right? And then this is planning the reinvade. And then I'm like, all right, well, that's obviously, you know, we had Tchaikovsky's was Russian. That's the seminal anchor of this thing. So we're playing around with this stuff, right? So I said, on Sunday, if something happens really quick in that regard, like my mom says, like what, Jeff? And I say, like, uniting all of Europe to go into Ukraine and throw the Russians back. And everyone went, oh, and then what happened this week? President Z shows up unannounced to unite us all. Are you kidding me? I'm not kidding. It's right there, right? Boom, emancipation, and then, you know, Tchaikovsky. And then maybe they knew this stuff, right? This date in history. So then what is this last one we're waiting for? In 2003, all right, what was going on in 2003? But that was a President Bush, Republican. They were locking protesters in cages. Real serious time, right? Rendition and detainees. 2 federal appeals courts ruled the U.S. military could not indefinitely hold prisoners without access to lawyers and the American court system. So that's number 4, political detainees, or it could be political prisoners or any kind of prisoners. What kind of political prisoners we got going on this week, you know? Because I'm having trouble with, you know, that's 3 for 4. And, you know, you could do the year gaps and do a percentage or something, you know, with the Tchaikovsky being the anchor, the Nutcracker. And you have to spread your things out. Now, check it out. The Nutcracker that we saw had a weird second half that they did. Oh, I'm having one of those moments. If you want to see what it looks like, I feel it. It's recording, I feel it. I didn't even connect this till just now. They had 3 types of dancers for Clara after she was the hero of the, you know, fought off the Mouse King. They had Russian dancers, they're all Ukrainian dancers now, right? It's all Ukrainian now. And then they had Chinese dancers, which was not normally in the Nutcracker. Chinese dancers. Clues. And they brought out the dragon with the poles, which I want to do for my martial arts. That was the connection I made at the moment. And then they had Arabic dancers, which was a borrowed African-American guy from Harlem Ballet. Beautiful, just graceful. and very dark skinned with this blonde Scandinavian looking woman in the we'll just say harem outfit. Ooh, scandalous. So Arabic, Chinese, and Russian political prisoners. Our laws, our military is representing our laws. Some weird stuff going on for our third clue. But I'll tell you what I think it is, just straight up. Donald Trump and all of them Republican insurgents who try to overthrow our country and start their own kingdom are all going to be arrested. And how are we going to treat them? They're going to be military prisoners, right? This is going to be the Pentagon having to arrest these people because they're going to rise up in arms against being arrested. They've already said they would. I'm not like a prophet on that, right? It's pretty, like watching the committee stuff. It's like, well, I was watching all that on the internet. They're like, secret FBI. I'm like, secret? That was all over Facebook. Go look at stuff I was following. I mean, I'm not in them. Wait, what jacket am I wearing? Oh, shit. They're surrounding the house again. Just kidding. So this is weird. Sharing with you just a little bit of like, you know, how you can make connections in the world. And I'm a skeptic, so I'm always skeptical of this stuff. So obviously, the TV show was related to the emancipation, right? That's not a big surprise that one. And there was a TV show on, right? So that's not a coincidence. But I look for the value of my own life on that one. Now, seeing the Nutcracker of the 3 days we could have saw it, we were shooting for Saturday, actually. Right? And then they didn't mention this. The Nutcracker did not mention that they were on the anniversary. They didn't even know. So that was a fluke. That's spot on, not a coincidence. That's the universe slamming down going, here's a sign, Jeff. And there's signage posted all over this thing. Right? And then that thing with Zelensky showing up. Whew, that was pretty wild. And then, what? No, we're not Nazis. It's how you do like connections though, right? The Nazis were this socialist, whatever, right? With democratic socialist. And then they call us Nazis because we're Democrat, Republicans. Anyway, that's a different video. So this thing where the military prisoners have civil rights. All prisoners. That means the people at the border. And so I saw this week that we had to put barbed wire up at some of the illegal crossing points. And then we told them the libertarian answer, which was what? Go to the processing centers where we can ID you. We'll give you a phone. We'll give you a job. We'll put you on a bus to someplace that needs you, like Kansas or Colorado or somewhere, and put you in a mine, give you a job, an apartment. It'd be nice, right? And then we'll call you on the phone. You working in the mine? Are you getting treated well? Good job. We'll move you up into the register, give you a quarter raise, right? Bagging my fries, be company spies and biding my time. Hell no, no siree. You got the wrong MC on the street. Kidnapped me, had me working underground, making missiles for World War III. Ready or not, here we come. I slip off sometimes to 1996 like that, son. Wanna find you, make you want me, and you can run away. Oh my baby, said I got a lot of holding. But everywhere you go, you're gonna know, oh baby, God's got his eye upon your head.